Welcome to 10 TV Plus. I'm Dylan Robichaud alongside Jay Plyburn. The countdown is on 2 days until the vernal equinox here.
Springtime.
It's coming. It's coming Thursday at 5:01 in the morning.
Well, it felt like it a bit a few days ago,
Right.
but then it got cool again. It rained and it wind.
Now it's about to get super warm today and tomorrow. Very warm, upper 60s to around 70. Getting cooler again heading into Thursday.
It was cold yesterday, but it wasn't so bad because the sun was shining, and we'll always take the vitamin D when we can get it.
Now the tricky thing going
I'm ready for
into
the warm-up, though.
The tricky thing this week is that yes, it's going to be a lot warmer out there, but it's going to be really windy, especially tomorrow.
Be prepared
That's
for the
going
winds.
to knock it down a few degrees and make it feel a little bit chillier out there. Let's hop right into it. And of course, as we get ready for spring, before we talk about spring, let's recap winter for you. And as we look here at December was actually an above average month, but we made up for it. Winter came in with a vengeance in January. Only 9 days were we above average, and so we had 12 days below average we had over half the month below average by about 6 degrees here. So if you factor in every single day, all 31 days, the average temperature 6 degrees below normal. And then February was kind of more mellow, where we should be. Let's just say that for the month of February. So the official time, Thursday, 5:01 in the morning. That is what we call the equinox here, and that stands for equal days, equal nights, meaning that the whole entire globe gets about 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of darkness here as the sun is pointed directly at the equator. So that would be 0 degrees latitude. All right, so we get approximately 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of darkness. Now, first day of spring, of course, as we head into March, that is, like I just mentioned, sun is at the equator here. And so what that means is that we're getting an equal distribution of that daylight. And so like we just recapped here, no matter where you are in the globe, you get, give or take a few minutes, 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of darkness. On the other hand, for summer, now what we call the Tropic of Cancer, which is 23 degrees latitude north, now we're getting that sunlight here. So that means that the northern hemisphere gets a lot more daylight and the southern hemisphere gets a lot less as they go into their winter. And so at the North Pole, we get 24 hours of daylight. Can you imagine being at Alaska getting 24 hours of daylight? That's insane. The equator gets about 12 hours year round. And then as we head down to the Antarctic Circle, they get Zipola. They get no daylight whatsoever. And then, of course, you have winter, which is the exact opposite here. Sun is over the Tropic of Capricorn, 23 degrees south of the equator, and that means that the northern hemisphere gets a lot less daylight. We get about 0 hours at the North Pole and 24 hours of daylight here at the Antarctic Circle. And in fact, a lot of people, if they take their cruise, like they have those Antarctic cruises, they'll go in the northern hemisphere winter because it's their summer, so there's less sea ice around Antarctica. So that's really the best time to get down there. It's on my bucket list, hopefully sometime. All right, so here we go. The leaves are beginning to bloom out there, especially down to the south. Here is normally right around that last week of March, typically first week of April in Columbus. Southern Ohio, though, as early as March, they start to kind of bloom things out. It all depends on the temperature, though. I mean, if you have a cold month of March, you might delay it. But if you have a warm month like what we've seen, you can expedite it a little bit faster. So we'll be on the outlook for that. Meanwhile, today, we got smooth sailing. Nothing really to be concerned about. There it is right there. Voila, high pressure. And so we're going to be looking at our wind eventually coming in from the southwest as we head into today. This afternoon, what's not to love? Temperatures around 70 degrees. It should be beautiful as we get into the second half of the day. And it will vary a little bit. I'm thinking 70 here in the metro, upper 60s to around 70 as you head down to the south, maybe a little bit cooler up towards Marion and Bucyrus. Those areas typically always run a little bit colder. Now, your next 10 weather impact alert will be on Thursday. We got not one, 2 rounds of rain. The irony is that this is the first day of spring. Is it going to feel like it? No, not even close. We're looking at temperatures in the 40s heading into Thursday. Today, we got beautiful high pressure like we just talked about here. Eventually, though, that ridge is going to weaken and it's going to be plucking along down to our southeast. And then take a look off to the west here in the corner of your screen. Yes, That is a belt of snow here, as they could be looking at several inches of accumulations for Iowa and Wisconsin. But we get 2 rounds of rain on Thursday. Round 1 will come along that warm front. Round 2 will come from that cold front heading into Thursday afternoon. So let's walk you through how this plays out. There's that round 1 early on Thursday. There's that round 2 late on Thursday, as we have that cold air wrapping around the backside of that front. Heading into today and tomorrow, though, again, a nice day, increasing clouds tomorrow. The timing, we are fast forwarding this 36 hours. So we're talking about Wednesday. Take a look here at 2 o'clock in the morning on Thursday from Bucyrus down the Washington Courthouse. Here's that round 1 that we've been talking about. By about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, tracking those showers. Then eventually, as we head towards 6 o'clock in the morning, we actually get a break. So just in time for that morning commute on Thursday, we don't have a whole lot to talk about here. Excuse me. And then as we head towards Thursday at 2 p.m., tracking that next round of rain. This go around, though, it's a lot colder as we have a little bit of snowflake action trying to take in here as we get some colder air kind of eating away at that moisture heading into Thursday afternoon. So let's talk about what will happen here over the next couple of days, because I'm definitely a little bit concerned about the wind. 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, not bad, that's manageable. But as we head towards Wednesday at 1, 2 o'clock, now we're looking at gusts knocking on the door of near 40 miles per hour. Wednesday will be a windy day. Thursday will be a windy day as well. So we're talking about the nice warm weather tomorrow. Is it really that nice to be outside? Yes and no, because, you know, we're going to be looking at those winds gusting the 30s. So if you want to have your lunch outside, it's not really ideal to be having napkins being thrown around in your face. That's never a good time. So as we head towards tomorrow, we have the wind. By Thursday, we're going to be looking at the wind to a lesser extent. So as we head towards tomorrow, again, gusts up to around 31 miles per hour. Not bad. It's manageable, but just kind of a nuisance if you are going to be out and about. Now, take a look at this right here. We have that warm nose of air coming in from the deep south. But again, here's your jet stream. The jet stream is a big controller of our temperatures. All right, so as we head towards Wednesday and Thursday, swoosh, here comes that cold air intruding down to the Tennessee Valley. That cold air is really going to change the ball game for us here by Thursday and Friday. Once we cool down, we stay on the cool side for the foreseeable future. So there you go, warming up here, 72 here on Thursday. Heading into Saturday, tracking our next system after the one that we have on Thursday. This is not anything that you really want to hype up. Looking at clouds, maybe some pockets of drizzle, some light rain. And then by Saturday afternoon, we say goodbye to that. Things improve by Sunday, tracking our next round of rain here by Monday of next week. So things will be definitely pretty active as we head into our last full week of the month of March. So definitely busy.
So what I'm hearing here is enjoy the upper 60s today, lower 70s tomorrow. Definitely do not put away the winter gear.
We do not have any 70-degree days at all over the next week.
Let's have a high 72 tomorrow.
Well, yeah, after tomorrow. I'm saying after this warm-up.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So enjoy the next couple of days because the cool down comes. Be prepared for rain and wind and all that good stuff.
Very chilly by Thursday. All right, let's
ask me the question. Ask me.
We're talking about wind here. So today's trivia question has to do with wind. Okay, it's topical. That's what I strive for. Topical questions. What causes wind? Wind is caused by changes in air pressure, sunspots, high pressure, or because the ocean's cold.
I'm ruling out B and D. Is it a change in air pressure or high pressure? Those seem interchangeable to me, but I'm going to go with a change in air pressure.
That is correct.
Yes!
So
it's been a good week for me on these.
Absolutely. Fundamentally, what causes wind is because the Earth is heated unevenly. And so because the Earth is a sphere and is heated unevenly, that creates differences in pressure. So let's get a look here. Let's say you got high pressure off to the west. Let's say you have low pressure off to the east, okay? If you have a weak low pressure, weak high pressure, you don't have a massive change in pressure, but there is somewhat of a change in pressure, so you are going to be looking at that wind. But now let's intensify it a little bit. Let's say you got strong high pressure to the west and strong low pressure to the east. Now that pressure change is greater. What are you doing? now you are exacerbating that wind. The wind is going to be a lot stronger out there, okay? And it just so happens, okay, you might be asking yourself, when will I ever use the math that I learned in school? Well, we can use it to calculate exactly how much wind you need to move a particular object. Think about this. Here's your formula right here. You take the square root of 195 times the weight of the object divided by the square feet of the object. And so let's just take a 96-gallon trash can, for example. You need a 28-mile-per-hour wind to move a 96-gallon trash can. For a human, you need about a 67-mile-per-hour wind. And then as we go up in size for a vehicle, let's just say a small car sedan, you need about a 90-mile-per-hour wind to at least shake it and get to move it a little bit here. So that's kind of what causes wind. And if we go even more in depth and we talk about like tornadoes are intense because you have an incredible change of pressure. Tornadoes have very localized low pressure, and so that's what causes the winds that are so strong.
And wind can be powerful.
It can be powerful too. Wind is one of my favorite things to talk about. So
I can tell.
If you have any questions about wind, I'm your guy.
This is the guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that will do it for us here on 10 TV Plus. Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz is back here at 6 o'clock.